Saying Xenoblade Chronicles X is your favorite Xenoblade game is sure to raise a lot of eyebrows, but over the next however many minutes, I'm going to tell you not only why I think X is the best Xenoblade game, but also why it's the best open world RPG ever made. I'll also be telling you a bit about this video's sponsor, Boxu, the only Japanese snack box that partners with 100-year-old Japanese snack makers to deliver exclusive goodies straight to your door. Xenoblade Chronicles X is most often judged for what it's not, rather than what it is. It went in a different direction than fans of the first Xenoblade Chronicles expected, and it is hard to fault fans for expecting and looking forward to a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles, only to be disappointed by a significantly different kind of game that may well be the start of its own sub-series. Broadly speaking, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 have a stronger focus on story and characters, while X puts more emphasis on the world and exploration. But just as 1 and 2 have beautiful worlds of their own to explore, X has some great characters and a great story in its own right. In Xenoblade Chronicles X, you play as yourself. You create a character and experience the story through your own eyes. You aren't following Shulk's story or Rex's story, you are more or less following the story of the world, rather than a character's personal journey. It's for this reason that the story of 1 and 2 can feel more fulfilling. Big story moments and satisfying narrative threads are carefully placed. The approach to the narrative is closer to a linear RPG, though not quite. You have to work a bit harder for that same sense of fulfillment in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Some of the best and most fun writing in the game is hidden away in long side quest chains and optional character affinity quests. Take this brilliant Back to the Future homage for example. You could easily miss this. In fact, the game is so large and so open that you could easily miss just about any piece of optional content in the game. You are rewarded for exploring though, exploring the world but also exploring the characters, the quests and the game's mechanics. Although the main narrative isn't as seamless and compelling all the way through as 1 and 2's are, X's story had me more intrigued and at times even more invested. X isn't the best Xenoblade because of its story though. I think both 1 and 2 have stronger stories overall. No, the reason X is the best Xenoblade comes down to everything it offers as a complete package and what it is next to its open world peers. X is simply more important. There has not been a game before or since that has done an open world as good as Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's the benchmark. Just like Boxu is the benchmark when it comes to Japan snack boxes, so let me quickly tell you a bit about Boxu before I bring Breath of the Wild into the conversation. As I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Boxu, the only Japanese snack box that partners with 100-year-old family snack makers to bring exclusive snacks straight to your door. Some of the candies and snacks in each box aren't just Japan exclusive, they're Boxu exclusive, like this white chocolate infused strawberry and these yuzu sake candies for example. Boxu has 2 different size boxes that can be ordered individually as a single month or as a multi-month subscription, and each box is sent with free shipping and tracking to over 40 countries. Every box comes with snacks, candies, and a tea to bring everything together, specially curated around a cultural theme that changes each month. There are 20 to 25 snacks in every classic box and 10 to 14 in the tasting box. Every box also comes with a beautiful culture guide magazine that details each and every product inside, noting its origin, flavor profile, and more. You get such a variety of flavors, especially in your first box called the Seasons of Japan, which highlights snacks perfect for all the different seasons. It's why I'm so happy to be working with Boxu. Too often the focus is exclusively on sweets and candies, but Boxu knows that Japan has some of the best savory flavors in the world as well. It's called umami for a reason. And thanks to Boxu, you can get 10% off your first order using my link in the video description and the code JRPG10. That's JAYRPG10. Now let's get back to the video. How many times have you heard trailers or developers or reviewers hype up the fact that you can actually go to that big mountain in the distance in an open world game? You know, the whole if you can see it, you can go to it thing. Now think about how many times that has truly been delivered. I'd wager for most people it's once. Breath of the Wild. Sure, in something like Horizon Zero Dawn, I can go to that big mountain or big monument thing in the distance, but only to a certain point. I can't climb that mountain, I can't scale that monument. There are invisible walls everywhere to keep me off things or out of places they don't intend me to go, or they haven't properly modeled, programmed, and collisioned. For almost all open world games, it's more like if you can see it, you can get somewhere in the general vicinity of it. The reason Breath of the Wild was reviewed so favourably and is so beloved is because for most people it was the first taste of a true open world, an open world that absolutely delivered on that phrase. For some of us though, it was actually the second taste. Xenoblade Chronicles X didn't just do it first, it did it even better. Let's start with the sheer size. Xenoblade Chronicles X contains 154.44 square miles of land. This is 3 times larger than The Witcher 3 and over 10 times larger than Skyrim. It even edges out Breath of the Wild, which was 140 square miles. Here's the interesting bit though, Xenoblade Chronicles X has so many layers of verticality that you have to add a whole lot more to that number, and if you include areas of water or sea which are traversable in multiple ways, you get a total map size of 400 square miles. It isn't just a bunch of empty, boring fields and deserts either. There's a reason that the map is so large. Breath of the Wild gave players tremendous freedom to explore and navigate the world, but Xenoblade Chronicles X gives you virtually limitless freedom. When you start the game, you're on foot. You have a frankly ludicrous moon jump as if you're in low gravity, and there is also no fall damage, so you can explore a huge amount of the world like this, and it is really fun to do so. But as you progress the main story, you'll get access to mechs, called skells in the game. At first, your skell can jump higher and move faster, giving you the ability to reach places you mightn't have been able to before. Eventually though, the shackles are well and truly removed. Your skells get upgraded with a flight module. Every inch of this massive map from the ground to the sky is traversable. There are secrets, enemies, treasure, collectibles, absolutely everywhere, but it's also such a beautiful and interesting world that exploration just for the sake of exploration is fun. It is a technical marvel, especially when you factor in the total absence of loading screens. There is only one loading screen, and it's to get inside a personalizable barracks type room in the main city. You can fly all around New LA and then from New LA and navigate the entire 400 square mile map, diving in and out of caves and secret areas, all without ever seeing a single loading screen. The world feels alive thanks to some things that have become synonymous with Monolith Soft that Chronicles X takes to a new level. You'll no doubt have seen or experienced crazy high-level monsters in the starting areas of Xenoblade games. This is because the monsters are meant to exist as animals do in real life. If you came across a pride of lions in the wild, there would no doubt be big strong lions and weaker ones, cubs, etc. X doesn't just gauge a monster's strength by its level though, there are also size classes. While it is relatively easy to kill an insect-type monster, you might have difficulty taking down a creature the size of a building regardless of your or its level. It's the attention to detail here too that I just love. Some extremely large enemies won't attack you unless you attack them first. They are generally peaceful creatures, but they are also enormous. If they're walking around and you go near their feet, or God forbid under their feet, you will be thrown back or possibly even killed. The monsters themselves also move, migrate, and change behaviors throughout the day and night. As night is approaching, you'll see the alien wolf creatures that were drinking at the lake start running off back to the safety of their cave to sleep for the night, and you can follow them in there and find them sleeping. You might also find a very big, very strong surprise in their mama or papa though. Combined with the story and the lore, Xenoblade Chronicles X is a world-building masterclass. It took open-world games to a new level. It is still the most fun world to explore, and I still consider it the pinnacle of open-world RPGs. This is why it's the best Xenoblade. You might not like it as much because you prefer the strong story-driven direction of the others, but while Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 are no doubt up there with the best story-driven RPGs, Xenoblade Chronicles X is the best open-world RPG, bar none. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.